I'm a proud member of the African People's Socialist Party, and I'm also a member of the African National Women's Organization. And I just want to welcome you to our beautiful Aquaba Hall here in St. Petersburg. Yeah, we're having our Sunday Freedom Summer Sunday rally, and I'm really excited about this program. We're live streaming also to St. Louis. We have another beautiful Uhuru House in St. Louis, Missouri. And I just want to give a salute to those comrades who are tuning in, and also those tuning in from Africa. There's a huge time difference, and we really appreciate those comrades who are tuning in all the way from the motherland, and just want to salute everybody because now more than ever, it's time to get organized. We have these institutions like the African People's Socialist Party that are crucial in advancing the struggle for African liberation. And that's why we are calling on everyone in this room, everyone tuning in, to join the African People's Socialist Party, to join, build a branch, not just expanding the ones that we currently have, but building a branch in your city. And I'm an Uhuru baby. I love being in the Uhuru House. And the way that we make things more dynamic, the way that we get more people involved, is to raise our children in an anti-colonial environment, to promote these ideas so that we're not constantly being torn in these different ways and having all of these different ideologies permeating, when we need to be continuously pushing and promoting one of African unity. And not just any old African unity, but an anti-colonial, free African unity. These Sunday rallies are powered by the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement, and that is the mass organization that is founded in 1991 and is the leading organization for bread, peace, and Black power in the 21st century. And you can join the mass organization, MPDUM, by going to mpdum.org/today. And I encourage those who, maybe want to join a mass organization. There's so many things that you can get involved in, and that's how you bring the local issues into, that's how you bring yourself and your local issues into party life. And eventually you start off in MPDUM, and as you grow within the party or within party structure, you decide, like I did, now I'm cadre, I'm ready to join the African People's Socialist Party. So it's really kind of a stepping stone to move up into the party once you gain that revolutionary discipline. So I'll be sharing more details about MPDUM later on in the program, but our community rallies kick off every Sunday here at 4 p.m. Eastern in St. Petersburg, Florida. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, we are live streaming, and I'm very excited about what we have in store for you today, because this is the first week, the first Sunday rally after that historic trial began, the trial of the century, where they put Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Comrade Chairwoman Penny Hess, and Jesse Neville on trial for these bogus charges of being Russian agents. And it's going to be really exciting because we're going to get an overview, a summary of the trial. So you get to hear all of what was going on if you weren't able to be at the courthouse. And we encourage you to go to the trial. It's incredible to witness this historic trial. It's just something that I can't even put into words. You have to be there. But we're going to help provide a summary for that. We're going to go over everything, and that's going to be led by our Secretary General, Comrade S.G. Mwezi. So I'm really excited. We also are going to hear from some historical figures, like the incredible Charles Barron, who is sitting over there from Operation Power in New York. We're going to hear from Sister Belinda Parker Brown. She's not here yet? Okay, we're going to hear from Sister Belinda Parker Brown. Yeah, she's from Louisiana United International. And Reverend Pickney is from the Black Autonomy Network Community Organization from Benton Harbor, Michigan, and we're going to hear from them too. So it's a really dynamic program. I'm excited. So let me take you back to Friday, July 29th, 2022. That's when the FBI launched a political assault on the African People's Socialist Party, on us, our movement, on our leader, Chairman Amalia Shatella, with pre-dawn raids that were carried out with dozens of FBI agents in tactical gear. They had battering rams, flashbang grenades, assault rifles. They had a drone in the face of our DC Ona Ishatella, and they did more. They attacked our Uhuru houses, and they happened simultaneously, not just here in St. Petersburg, Florida, but also in St. Louis, Missouri, where our recently established party headquarters are located. Sorry about that. And the FBI targeted us when they thought that our leaders would be most vulnerable. That's why they did it so early in the morning. And they aimed to isolate them and others and prevent them from preparing for what was to come, jamming phone lines and things like that. But before we dive into the program, we're going to stand together and we're going to sing the African National Fight Song written by our comrade, Alithia Ngoma. And then after that, we're going to watch a short film that's going to capture the events of this violent raid. So everybody rise. The lyrics are going to be on the screen. And let's all raise our voices in unity. Uhuru.
Africa, we are winning. Shout Uhuru, Patrice Lumumba's life won't be in vain. We are winning. Keep up the work in Marcus Garvey's name. We are winning. Independent and free is what we will be. We are winning. Africa will bask in our victory. We are winning. Long live the liberation of our African nation. Freedom to organization. Socialist world, our creation. 1 billion strong, yes, we are one. We are winning.
This is the FBI. You have a federal warrant for this address. Keep your hands up and follow orders. This is the FBI. We have a warrant for this.
They handcuffed me and my wife out here. They wanted me to sit on the curb while they were carrying this out, something that I refused to do. They wanted my wife to sit on the curb out here, that she refused to do.
As I was coming out, this big old drone met me.
The only revolutionary organization that's done something here on the ground practically for African people is the one that's come under attack. Institution that offers a community radio station, a newspaper, a commercial kitchen, an Aquaba Hall rental space, and community office for our organizers. That was the building that has come under attack.
You need a breach? What do you need?
They want.
I don't know.
Oh, it's all better than money.
All
Don't
right.
take it.
We will build a movement of white people that says hands off the Uhuru movement.
They see in the African People's Socialist Party a vanguard for the struggle for the liberation of our people. They see that because not just what we do here in the United States, but because we had the temerity to do like Garvey, to do like Malcolm X, and take the struggle of black people around the world.
Uhuru. You know, seeing that violent attack, it's always, it really deepens the understanding of why we need to be organized. we talk, we have the war of ideas going on, and we have all of these news outlets. We had a huge demonstration, got New York Times to finally make a statement. They wrote a pretty vicious article because we forced them to say what was going on. And that we're surrounded all the time, with anti-revolutionary, colonial culture. And what that does is it reinforces the ideas that what we are going through is normal, that Black people and the conditions we face all over are normal. But as a part of the African People's Socialist Party, we know that that's not true. And what we do is we create anti-colonial revolutionary culture that counters that. So I want to read a poem that was written by Felicia Kristen. I believe the nickname is Fifi Love. And it reads, Cameron O'Malley Ishatella has been serving the community for many years. I'm sure through sorrow and tears and perhaps some fears. The dedication this man has wrought, no amount of money could have society brought. This freedom mandate Uhuru brings is real. The real deal, so real the enemy's hate can't be concealed. The narrative that anyone could believe is that the Uhuru 3 is not about healing, bringing together a community. Black, white, yellow, and green, the facts are sure and unwavering. Seeking solidarity for economic health and restoration, the Uhuru 3 has been met with disheartening hatred. Yet they rise, and we must rise with them. If we stand together through this, we will win. We may struggle, but on the other side, we stand tall and filled with pride. Everyone's economic development matters. We stand against the non-warranted chatter. We stand tall, and together we will not fall. The battle may be long, yet all the while we'll be singing this song. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa, hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. What a wonderful poem, Uhuru. Now I want to introduce our Secretary General, Mwezi Odom. And she's also the chair of the Hands Off Uhuru Fight Back Coalition. Uhuru. Hands off Uhuru! Hands off Uhuru!
Wow. Uhuru comrades and community members, friends, and those listening online. My name is Mwezi Odom, and I have the great honor of serving as the chairperson of the Hands Off Uhuru, Hands Off Africa counteroffensive. And I really want to just say that it's been an honor to be a member of the African People's Socialist Party and serve under the leadership of truly one of the greatest leaders of our time. Yeah. Uhuru, and that's Chairman O'Malley. Before I begin, I have just a few minutes to give an overview about the campaign, why we are here, and why we are calling on people to attend this bogus trial, but it's more than that. And as you heard in the song and what Comrade Jainaba just elaborated on was the importance of organization. And what we have, what the chairman has built in the African People's Socialist Party. And I say we because this is us, this is for us. The chairman did not build this for himself. He has envisioned, and not only envisioned, but has, really worked to solve the practical, conditions and the contradictions that African people face. And if they affect us, they affect the rest of the world. So that's why this trial, this question of free speech is not just a question about African free speech. We can see that other people are seeing that this also impacts them, but we understand that free speech has never, that free speech has always been illegal for African people. And that when this, as the chairman says, when the First Amendment was, written, it was not written in the interest of African people. And we understand that this trial is an attack on not only our right to say it, as the chairman says, but on your right to hear it. And this is a really powerful opportunity for us to, one, look at the beauty of organization. As has been mentioned, I won't be able to, and we're not going to be speaking about what is happening in the courtroom, in the trial, because many of you are going to be there and see it for yourself. But what I will talk about is this campaign and what we are calling on everybody to do. And one of the important aspects that I want to highlight is many people who have not been able to be here on the ground are able to see what is happening because they've been tuning in. They've been able to watch these daily updates that we are giving the world about what is happening in the court. Because as we know, in the courtroom, there is a lot of evidence that we cannot show, but we have evidence, we have proof that, of the work of Chairman Amalia Shatella, which has been for over 50 years, and that nothing, the chairman has been unwavering in his message, unwavering in his political stance, and that we are not by any means tools of Russia or anybody. And in fact, we speak for the interests of the African working class. Uhuru. And I really want to just salute organization because what we have been able to do is create this apparatus to be able to have our own news analysis, our own media that is there to be able to put out the actual truth. And so we're going to pull up on the screen very shortly some of the calls to actions that we're calling on the people to do. Many of you are here because of our outreach team who have been working tirelessly to make phone calls, to be on the street, putting up posters, letting the people know that this trial is happening. And those of you who are listening online, we encourage you to make your way to Tampa, Florida. I'm getting messages from those, people who are actually on the ground here or who are, across the country that are still coming in droves. We're entering week 2 of the trial. And throughout this trial, we have been saying, pack the courtroom. It is so important for, us to understand that this is a political case, right? And if they see that the people are not interested in this, everything, as we work and we are continuing to fight against this colonial state that is working overtime to keep us oppressed and to keep us from being able to communicate with each other or to have any sense or semblance of a future. We understand that people who are in the courtroom, that this case is about our future. And the future that we want to see is one where we can speak and we can have news and we can have situations and institutions that reflect our interests as the people. And I really want to encourage everybody, if you're not following our social media or any of our online platforms, please do and share. Our numbers have been increasing, doubling, tripling, and that's because you all have been a huge part of that. So what we're going to pull up on the website soon, and I know our AV, who is remote, is going to get this up, is 3 things that we're calling on the people to do. So one of them is to attend the trial. Even if you are here on today and you have not filled out this form, it's very important. It's called, if you go to our website, handsoffruhuru.org/trial, and on this document, you will be able to enter in your information, your phone number, your email. We are sending daily text messages. Many of you may have received a text message right now. And if you have not, yes? Okay, great. And if you have not, please let us know so we can make sure that you can sign up at the front table and get signed up for our text message. This is how we are keeping you informed, great, of how we are moving daily because things are constantly changing. And the best way to get updates about the trial is through text messages or through emails as well. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but as you can see, great. On the homepage, the very first thing when you go to handsoffruhuru.org, you will see our must-read guidelines for courtroom supporters. This is of utmost importance. If you are coming to the trial on behalf of the Uhuru 3, we want to make sure that we are showing full unity with what the campaign is calling on us to do. When you arrive at the courtroom, there are certain guidelines. This is a formal building. This is a government building. We have to conduct ourselves accordingly. And we want to have no reason for this state to find a reason to attack the Uhuru 3 any further and to attack this movement. And so I want to encourage people, if you have not, print that off before you come. You cannot bring your cell phone devices into the courtroom, so you must look at this information beforehand. We all, as the chairman says, I want everybody to just look around at each other, get to know each other's faces, make sure that before you leave here, you have met somebody that you do not know. Many of us are getting rides and finding ways to work together. This is the world that we're building, and we're all going to be a part of this. And this campaign is so much bigger than this trial. This trial is a turning point for humanity. It's a turning point for this movement. The book does not define the struggle, but it does define the end of colonialism as it is a weakening beast. And this trial is showing the history of the attack on the African liberation struggle, and they picked the wrong person. They picked the wrong movement. They picked the wrong point in history, because the world is fed up. The people are watching, and the people see that, hey, an attack on Chairman Omali Patel is an attack on me. And this is such a beautiful opportunity for us to use all of our skills. If you are here in this room and you find yourself that you can be helpful in any way, this is the movement for you. This is where your skills, your intellect, your ideas, your creativity, this is where they will be used, not against you, but in the interest of your people. And I'm gonna bring up some of our, or after me are gonna be some of the members of our organization. And sorry, I might move, my internet's moving a little slow right now. Okay. All right, let me move from my phone. Okay, great, got it. And so, as I want to say that we just finished up wrapping week 1 of the trial. So this was a very powerful trial. We have packed the courtroom. There is even an overflow room to be able to fill everybody. And I want to salute everybody who was there. As we said, we have been recording on the ground through Uhuru TV. And again, Uhuru means freedom. And I really want to salute the entire media team who has made this a very flawless and remarkable broadcast. Yes. And I wanted to take a moment to thank some of our supporters, those of you who are in the room and those of you who are also online. As already mentioned, I really want to salute comrade, leader in the Black Power movement, assembly person, councilman, and the perfect example of what it looks like to be, in the electoral arena for the people, Charles Barron. I want to salute the comrades, and I know Charles Barron will speak more about these comrades, but D12, the December 12th movement. These comrades were out the gate following these attacks on July 29, 2022, held a remarkable press conference denouncing these attacks on the Uhuru. So I really want to salute those comrades, and they are not stopping. They're up in New York, New Jersey area, and there's more to come. And so they are bringing the heat, they're bringing the fire, and I want to salute Omar Wallace Clay, Roger Wareham, and the other comrades. I also want to salute comrade and Sister Belinda Parker Brown, who was sitting right here in the front. Louisiana United International, who is who is a friend of the court. Well, maybe not their friend, but our friend in the court, and is such a powerful, you're just bad. And to have you in this fight back has just been remarkable, and I can't wait till we win. Yeah, yeah. I also want to salute Brother Zaki Baruti, President General of the Universal African Peoples Organization. Really want to salute Comrade. Brother Zaki has been there on the steps right after the violent raids that you saw in that video, on the steps outside the chairman's home. The chairman held a press conference, and Brother Zaki Baruti was there, right there on the ground. Other sister, Coffee Wright, I want to also select, really salute Sister Coffee Wright. Reverend Pinckney of Banco, who we mentioned earlier. Uhuru. Just a few more. The comrades from Unión del Barrio. This is, yes, Uhuru. An indigenous organization that is fighting for the right to put this land from Alaska to Chile. And we understand that this struggle cannot happen in isolation, that as African people are fighting for our freedom, our history is inextricably linked to the oppression of indigenous people. So I really want to salute those comrades who left, and they're sending more reinforcements on the way. I also want to salute the comrades from the Leonard Peltier Ad Hoc Committee who have been coming in droves. Yes. An indigenous man who has been in prison for almost 50 years. His birthday is on Thursday, and we are, looking forward to when Leonard can celebrate with his family and everybody on the ground. And so this fight, and I want to quote Ward Churchill, who said, Leonard needs to come out and Chairman Omali Yeshitela need not go in. And that's what this fight back is about. So I'll just get a couple more. Operation Power, which I did mention, is also connected and is being led by our brother Charles Barron, Uhuru, as well as the Jericho movement. Black Alliance for Peace and friends and family of Mumia Abu Jamal. I want to also salute Sister Pam Africa, who is not here, but who was here on the ground as well. And many others, including the Assange Defense Freedom Road Socialist Organization, and everybody who attended the powerful August 31st rally, rallying up for this year. There is I think the screen's being taken up now, but there was some images that we were going to show, and possibly maybe at some point in the program, about, it was referenced to comrades in Azania and the work being done. The chairman's leadership is not just here with, concentrated here within the United States. This is an international movement, and African people, wherever we are, have been forcibly dispersed. We have a right to organize. We have a right to fight for the interests of our people. And I want to see if there's a moment that we can just show some of the images of the comrades in Azania, also known as South Africa. And this is some of the work that we are so proud of, these comrades who, as you know, suffer the brunt of colonial, conditions there on the ground. And so this work is being led by Tafari Mugedi, who is, yes, really want to salute comrades. Tafari. Campaign, not just in South Africa, but where it exists in Sierra Leone and in other parts of West Africa as well. So I really want to salute those comrades, and in Freedom, the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement, who was hosting this rally and who was the mass organization of the party. So comrades, before we leave, or before you leave today, please, please, please make sure that you have signed up to attend the trial, that you read the guidelines, and that there is a call-in campaign. And you should have received an email about this. We are calling on people to call your representatives, call your state representatives, let them know that that what is happening to the Uhuru 3 is unconstitutional. Let them know that you too stand behind the right to freedom of speech. And this is something that we want to take place throughout this week. So when you step out of the courtroom, or if you see us go off the live, get on that phone and make a phone call to your state representative. If you're a part of a committee or some community organization, call on those within that body to also do the same. And so again, you can email us at info@handsoffuhuru.org for more information. And I think I'm going to leave it there for the interest of time. So Uhuru, hands off. Uhuru.
Also, those stickers are for sale over there. That the sticker that you this one, but also the
Oh yeah.
yeah. The hands-off Chairman Omali Yeshitela stickers are available. It look great on a laptop. Just cover up that colonial logo. Wow. Just want to salute my leadership, SG and Wazy again. Yeah. There's a live broadcast that SG and Wazy is hosting and leading. So throughout the trial, you can see the history of the party. You can watch the chairman speak, and you can see, just why the U.S. government is against anything like this, because it completely negates their presence in their presence in our lives. So let's move forward. Born in the streets of New York and shaped by the fire of the Black Panther Party, Mr. Charles Barron has spent decades on the front lines of justice, fighting for oppressed people. From his leadership in the National Black United Front to his tireless advocacy on the New York City Council, Barron embodies the spirit of resistance. Whether standing against police brutality or demanding reparations, he remains a powerful voice for Black liberation and for change. So brothers and sisters, today we welcome a true people's champion, Charles Barron.
Hello, comrades. Oh, I'm so excited. Boy, I tell you, I might even decide to thank the FBI because they don't know what they did. Listen, I was down here for the rally for the first 3 sessions in the court, but when I got back to New York, I want to give you a report from New York. First thing, that Friday, got to give my queen, my African queen, Inez Baffin. We have a radio program on WBAI called Speaking Truth to Power. And that's every Friday from 5 to 6. Matter of fact, y'all can even listen to it. It's WBAI.org, or if you're in New York, 99.5. So the first thing we did for this program, even though we were talking about education for liberation, we had to end mayoral control of our schools. No mayor, one person should be controlling our schools. But we had Sister Mwesi's opening press conference statement played on WBAI, and we got a lot of good calls. And of course, they played my little beat scoop, my little rah-rah, like, we gonna beat y'all up if you try. So they got my little speech in, but her layout was good. After that, I went home that Saturday. I went to my barbershop, and I held class in the barbershop. The brothers in the barbershop, we always talking politics. So I said, did y'all ever, I have my red Uhuru shirt on, do y'all ever heard of this? What happened, Charles? I said, do you know, they got a nerve to say the black man was controlled by Russia? They said, what? I'm serious. Man, you should have heard, they were livid. Barbershop talk, got to talk on the corners, just walking through my community. People are waking up more and more. Then the December 12th movement had a rally in Brooklyn. Great turnout. Arande Shakur from the Uhuru movement, he was there. Lisa Davis came. Of course, Omawale Clay. People were excited. New York is getting on fire. And here came the hottest part. We had what they call a curb fest. So on the corner, on the block in Brooklyn, Black Brooklyn, I mean, the whole block was taken up with vendors and all of that. And I just let people come up and talk. We had a curb fest. And at that curb fest, I was able to speak. But who else was also there? Jalil Montague. Jalil was a political prisoner for 49 years. And now we helped him be liberated. When I was in the state assembly, I got them to write a letter to the parole board to free Jalil. Now, I'm not saying that letter did it because the Jericho movement has been on it for decades, but there is a correlation between that letter being sent and him being released. And also, Herman Bell was released, and Seth Hayes was released. Jamal Joseph, he was there as well. He has a book called Panther Baby. All of them were at that rally. So New York is coming alive and coming on fire. We just got to keep spreading the word out. When I got back, they were excited to know what was going on. More rallies are being planned now. This Tuesday at 1 o'clock, we're going to have a massive amount of people in front of Congressman Hakeem Jeffries' office. And they're going to go in front of him and saying he must demand that the charges be dropped. Now, I'm glad I won't be there because I don't get along well with some of the Black elected officials. As a matter of fact, every week on my program, I have the sycophant of the week. Now, Eric Adams, Mayor Adams, was the sycophant of the week for 3 weeks straight. So I had to formulate, Inez and I, a sycophant hall of fame. So we put Mayor Adams in the sycophant hall of fame. For those of you who might be out there and say, what is a sycophant? A sycophant is those who suck up to, brown nose, kiss parts of the anatomy that they ought not be kissing of people in power for their personal gain and aggrandizement and not our collective liberation. That's a sycophant, a sucker-upper. It's a sycophant. So he's made it about 3 or 4 times. Letitia James, who's the Attorney General, a black woman in New York State, sycophant. We were able to get a white judge to say that Jalil should be released after 49 years. The white judge didn't want Jalil to catch COVID in prison and felt that he didn't have a death sentence, so he should be released. It was the sycophant, Letitia James, on behalf of New York State, appealed that decision. And Jalil was kept in prison, caught COVID. Thank God that he got by it. And then our letters and everything got him out. But that's what the sycophant Letitia James did. Give her a big boo. Thank you very much. So finally, I just wanted to say to y'all what's so important about this movement. When I was in the Black Panther Party, there was a classical film that we had to study, The Battle of Algiers. And that film, in The Battle of Algiers, there was a young revolutionary, Ali Lapont, who was on top of the Kasbah with an elder revolutionary. And he said, "Elder, what is revolution?" And the elder said, "Well, you know, there are 4 important parts of a revolution. One, you gotta light fire. You gotta light the fire. You gotta get people on fire for revolution." And he said, 2, you gotta maintain the flame. Because as the chairman often says, they doused that flame in the 60s. But thanks to the African People's Socialist Party and the chairman, we still had a spark. And it's still lit. So you gotta light the fire. You gotta maintain the flame. And we're not in here just to light fires and maintain flames. We gotta win. We gotta win. So we gotta come up with a strategy. Light the fire where it's not lit, maintain the flame where it is lit, and then come up with a strategy, tactics, organizing to win. I'm not in there just for flames. I want to win. And then guess what, brothers and sisters? The most difficult part of all revolution, after we win, we now got to govern. And we now got to come up with a system. That's when all of you who are clapping now going to be looking at each other. Well, maybe my idea should be in government. But the most difficult part is building a new society. That's why while we fight, we have to have vision. We have to have vision. What are we doing all of this for? What is the end product? So that's why oftentimes when I say we got to free political prisoners, right, let's free them. Then what? We got to stop gentrification. We did it in East New York. Now what? All of the issues, because remember, this is a colonial capitalist system, as you know, and most of our communities are domestic colonies of that colonial capitalist system. So colonialism will have you fighting only on the symptoms of colonialism. So you fight against poverty, and we should, and we want anti-poverty programs. We want workforce development programs. We want affordable housing, but not under this system. Not under this system. And capitalism is so rich, they will concede some stuff. So when they give these concessions, we got to let our people know a concession is not a revolution. A concession is not a victory. That is something pending the revolution. Because we have a battle of survival and a battle for liberation. And if we just caught up in survival, rats survive. Stray dogs survive. Human beings thrive. Uhuru! Uhuru! We will win.
Oh, wow.
You know, I always hear revolutionaries are optimists. Chairman says that. Revolutionaries are optimists because we can actually see a brighter future.
That's right.
You go around the community and people are hopeless. Things just ain't never gonna change. But if you talk to a revolutionary, they already got it laid out. I see the future. This can't be it. Uhuru. Yeah.
You know what I used to say? I'll say this real quick. You know, I walk through my community and I'm excited. So I'll be up there, hey, how y'all doing? And they said, Charles, what you so excited about? I said, because we're winning. I said, we winning all this poverty and unemployment. And I just walk around and I said, why? So why do you think we winning? I said, they can't beat us. Look what's happening. I start breaking it down and they start smiling a little more. If you're a revolutionary, you better walk around like one. You know, you can't walk around like said. And when brothers and sisters say to me, how you doing? And I say, I'm hanging in there. Don't be hanging in there. We hung enough. We don't need to be hanging in there. If they ask you how you doing, don't say, hey, I'm trying to make it. No, revolutionaries ain't trying to make it. You're making it. And they will follow what they see, not just what they hear you say.
That's one of the reasons why I love the African National Fight song. You know, it's so inspiring. It really, you know, helps you to kind of inundate yourself with the reminder that we are winning. And it also says, you know, we're 1 billion strong. If you talk to, you know, someone at your corporate job, they'll call you a minority. There's so many of you. What a terrible idea. Because what they're talking about is those of us, those Africans in this domestic colony here. But we're actually 1 billion strong. We are a nation of people forcibly dispersed across the world. And once we are together, once we realize that we are one, then they start to recognize that we know we're not a minority, we are the majority. And that's inspiring. So I'm going to move on. As CEO of the Louisiana United International, she leads the charge against systemic oppression, fighting tirelessly to end the predatory policing and holding those who are in power accountable. Sister Belinda's work uplifts the voices of those who are silenced by injustice, particularly within the criminal justice system or the criminal injustice system. Her leadership in the grassroots activism, it exemplifies the power of leadership and community action to drive change. So today we stand united with her in the ongoing battle for freedom, dignity, and equality for all. Comrade, let's give a welcome to the fearless advocate for justice, Sister Belinda Parker Brown.
Wow. Wow. You know, it's no place like home. It just feels so good. And so beautifully said. But most inspiring to me is that you're young.
Yeah.
You're young. And to hear that coming from young people, I'm here to tell you it's a breath of fresh air because that's what we need. This is their time. This is their world. And we are winning. You know, first, I spoke with Brother Zaiki. How do you say his last name? Brother, yeah, Baruti. You know, I have a problem saying his name. But Zaiki Baruti, he was at the plane station and he was on his way leaving, going out of the country, and he wanted to send his solidarity to the Uhuru movement and everyone, especially determined, and just letting us know that he had been on several broadcasts. One of them was the Carl Nelson show, and talked about his experience here during the trial. And the other one was the Richard Muhammad show out of Chicago, and talked about his presence being here and his experience. supporting the Uhuru 3. He also wanted to let us all know that we are victorious. We are. And that, you know, he's very pleased to be a part of this Uhuru family and this movement, that he has supported the chairman and been in this for quite some time. So I just wanted to give his word and extend his appreciation and solidarity to this trial. Can you say bigger and better? Bigger and better. See, I'm a dreamer, and I had a dream that what the F, you know, my grandmother also taught me to be respectful. You know, that's something that she instilled in us, to just be respectful. And you know, growing up in Louisiana, we was known all over the world as the most hospitality state. You know, everybody just come from all over to celebrate with us because we know how to celebrate. We really know how to put on a party. I mean, all the festivities and backyard barbecues and crab balls and crawfish balls and party here, party there, party everywhere. And the food is good in Louisiana. If you've never been there, you do want to experience it at least one time in life. And if you never experienced the Mardi Gras, which everybody talk about, you might want to do that one time in life. But I was taught, you know, with growing up around, you know, this type of hospitality, is that we were just to be respectful. You know, we greet everyone and be polite to everyone. And I just want to thank the FBI. I want to thank them, comrades, because they just don't realize that they are helping to give birth to the chairman's dream. You know, he had this dream that we would all be free. That's his dream. And he have given his life to this dream. And I just want to thank the FBI, because they didn't bring it to life. They didn't birth it into reality. They have put the icing on the cake, and it's going to be bigger and better than we can even imagine in this room. Because that's what I see happening. I'm a dreamer. Ever since I was a little girl, and I see it. You know, I was told somewhere in the Bible that said, if you can't see it, you can't believe it. But if you can see it, you better believe it. That this is that we all have longed for and desired, to be free in the United States of America, and for our story to be told. And that's what's happening right now, my people. It's being told. So I don't know. You know, I just, you know, the way my grandmother raised me, she said, what the enemy meant for bad, you know, God will turn it around and work it out for our good. You know, we've been set up for something greater than what we can even imagine. And I just want to say this, you know, just being here a part of the trial and just casing the, you know, just going out and casing the areas in the community and looking at the people's faces and talking about what's happening in this trial and how people feel about it. Do you realize that the chairman have some unspeakable love for him here? You know, people, you know, I never met him, but, you know, I done heard a lot about him, and I just love that man. That's what people are saying. You know, so now, do you realize that we are getting more fired up than ever because of what the people are saying? The power of the people. We the people that have the power to make the changes necessary to make things better for all people. And that's what's happening in this trial. People are rising up. And like the young people say, it's the energy. It's the electricity. You know, I like your vibes, they say. And it's all happening right now as we speak. And I am just so proud and so pleased to be a part of this historic moment because I never thought I would see it with my own eyes. I'm 65 this year, people. Some of y'all in here look like y'all older than me. That's all right. That's all right because the chairman said he 83 and this is the birth of his dream. And I am so happy and excited to be a part of it and make the sacrifices to be here and experience it for myself with my own eyes. So I just want to encourage anybody out there that don't know, you need to know. You need to know. You need to be a part of this historic moment. You know, if you need something to get you fired up and excited, I ain't talking about no hamburger, no Burger King. I'm talking about the King, Chairman Yesateli, Chairman O'Malley Yesateli. It's a king in this. He's making it. He is the king maker for this. For our freedom, people. Uhuru! Up in here.
To make my job easy today. I'm telling you. I salute Sister Belinda Parks Brown. Come on. That Southern hospitality statement, you know, that's a Black thing. That's an African thing. Southern hospitality, that don't come from no Southern white. No, that we know they don't even walk. They don't even greet you. It comes from abundance. That's right. It comes from an abundance mindset. It is so deeply ingrained. That's why you look like you do. Just the fruit of Africa, the abundance is within us. Colonialism makes Black crack. That's what makes Black crack. You start to get all this scarcity mindset stuff. Scarcity mindset, they talk about having a it's imposed scarcity. That's a colonial concept. We come from a place where, you know, and it helps you with your identity, with an African identity. It explains why you love gold, why you love diamonds, because it's ours. Yeah. And when you start to realize that I'm not a hyphenated African, that I am just an African, part of a dispersed nation, 1 billion strong, you start to say, now I understand I have a stake in that. That is mine. Africa is mine. So I just really want to salute you, both of you, comrades. And, you know, we have a tireless fighter for justice and the founder of the Black Autonomy Network community organization, Banco, you know, from the roots of Benton Harbor, Michigan. He's not able to be with us, but Reverend Pinckney has led really bold protests against police brutality and corporate exploitation, unjust financial emergency laws. And despite facing legal battles for his activism, he remains unbroken and a beacon of resistance for the Black and marginalized communities in general. And the Reverend, like I said, is unable to be here, but we want to honor his unwavering commitment to the community and his grassroots powers with a big applause and a hoorah. So today, comrades, we stand on the front lines of a critical battle for our freedom, our dignity, our future. My little baby cousin is having my baby cousin. And while financial contributions are vital to this movement, we are going to pass around the bucket. This is the first Sunday rally after the historic trial, and we have a fundraising goal today of $300. And I want to salute MQ, who already kicked us off with $100. Contribute to the influential films that, like what you saw earlier, the discussions, the conferences that we hold, and the rallies that we have. And it really demands more than that, though. It takes time, it takes, our energy and our commitment to our people to make it bigger and better.
Yes.
So, these rallies come from a collective effort. We have Bakari Olatunji coming from California. They can say a veteran. We'll hear later from Comrade Bakari, Rep Bakari for the West Coast. He's a West Coast representative. Just about what our efforts have been looking like materially on the ground, because, we're not just explaining the future, we are changing the future. So we need more than just donations. We need boots on the ground. We need voices in the streets and hands that are willing to do the work. We have our Burning Spear newspaper. This is something that you can distribute if you have a storefront, if you know someone with a storefront. This is something that you can also sell individually. You can spread the word on social media. We have so many social media outlets. We have Hands Off Uhuru. We have Black Power 96 Radio. And we really want to just engage with the community so we can expand and build a new Uhuru House and build a new party branch wherever you're located. And so I just want to really say that this is not a spectator sport. Do we have the basket going around? Let's get the basket going around. Yeah. No, the basket's over there. Yeah. So I was saying, the liberation struggle, it's not a spectator sport. So it's really a call to action. So let's get together, let's network, let's build rallies, let's build new Uhuru houses, and let's really rise to the occasion to make freedom a reality for everyone. And I know that freedom is such a large concept, it's a big concept, but it is possible. And we want to encourage you to get more political education. Coming to the rallies like this is a great start. We have also books for sale where you can start to deepen that understanding, start to decolonize your mind, as even younger kids say. All of those things are really important as we move forward. So we also have some logistics, some courtroom guidelines that were discussed, but there are written pamphlets that describe what some of those guidelines are if you are going to be attending the trial, which I encourage everyone to do at least one day. Go to Tampa Federal Courthouse and go to that rally. So the trial is going to be Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., except for on the 19th where they're going to stop at noon for the week. So there's no court on Friday, September 20th. Then on the 27th, they're going to stop for the week at noon. And then on October 3rd, they're going to stop at noon. And then there's no court on Friday, October 14th. In terms of parking, the courthouse does not have a public parking facility. So there's metered street parking available. They'll have these little flags and you can pay on an app. But they also have some like privately owned park and pay lots in like the immediate area. And I was at one of the park and pay lots and I think it was like maybe 15 for the day. Say again? It's another one for $8 as well. Okay, there's one for $8 for the day. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so if you're going north on Florida and make a right on Morgan, okay. All right, Uhuru. Okay, that's important. On Cass and Morgan, so there's a park and pay lot. Okay, good, so they got mobile payment. Oh my, we have an incredible update. They're expecting trial to end next week, this week. And that's incredible because usually the prosecution, they go on, they said for a month, so they don't, I can't say much. But that's it. Come on, guys. Okay, so this is incredible. We need to be there. Yes. This is incredible. So we want to pack the courthouse this week. Yeah. Because they need to see, the pressure's already on them. We packed the house the first week, so let's do it again. Now, if you are going, you're not going to be able to wear political attire. So a t-shirt like this, the Sisters Black Liberation t-shirt, these will not be acceptable inside of the courthouse. So nope, not those either. It all has to be plain clothes. So you have to, even outside of the courthouse. And that's going to help give us the advantage. That's the revolutionary discipline we're talking about. We're going to make sure that we win this case by not doing anything that, would upend anything that they're asking for. We're not going to interact with the jurors at all. And I would just say don't interact with anybody because you may not recognize that that is a juror. In the courtroom, it's a formal place. So no noises, no outbursts. It might be tough, but no outbursts because you may be asked to leave the courtroom. And if the judge is scolding us, then it really looks bad on our people, our movement, and on the legal team. And there is an overflow courtroom. They had one on the 3rd floor. Don't bring any weapons, leave your weapons at home. Some of us have, pepper spray and things like that. We want to leave everything there. And you can't have your tablet, your cell phone. I can't bring my Apple Watch. You have to have a valid ID and you're going to pass through a metal detector and things like that before you get in there. So just know that there's going to be some rules that we have to follow. So Uhuru, let me go back. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Go into the courtroom and it's kind of hard to hear. So, we just have that revolutionary discipline. We, be quiet and then we'll hear the verdict that we want to hear. Anything else before you comrades are leaving? Uhuru. All right. So now let's go into the outreach report by our revolutionary veteran, Comrade Rep. Bakari Olatunji. Uhuru.
Uhuru, comrades.
Uhuru.
I hate to disappoint Dana, but I'm actually in the Midwest region now,
Oh,
and I'm out of St. Louis and out of California.
oh.
Yeah, I made that transition earlier this year. That's all right. We build wherever we are. Right now, I'm in St. Pete, so that's where I'm building.
Uhuru.
So I know everybody here is coming to the trial tomorrow. Raise your hand. If you're coming to the trial tomorrow, raise your hand. Before you leave this building today, I need the date on the thing that you signed in on that clipboard. I still have the clipboards. I need to know the dates that you're going to come, not only tomorrow, but if you're going to come Monday through Friday, put those dates on there. Okay, so I need you to, before you leave, just make sure you put on the sign-in sheet so we can transfer it over. We want to count everybody who's coming to the trial, not just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We want everybody there to the end. So I just wanted to say those things. And before then, people can take these with them if you want to. This, let other people know about the trial. It's packets of 50. You can take these with you. And we can let people know about Sunday rallies as well. Because we're going to keep this movement moving on. This is just going to be another victory. Okay, another battle. So we're going to take that on. The outreach that has happened this last Tuesday, last week. On Tuesday, we did outreach here in St. Petersburg, and in Tampa. And just wanted to say that we got out 20 posters. It was really hot on Tuesday, so we didn't get a lot of leaflets out because some people weren't out there to get them. So that thing that we did 51 calls with phone banking. We got 3 people who said they was going to come to the trial this past week, and there are 2 people who said they was going to come to the rally today. I don't know who got a phone call who's here, but 2 people said they was coming to the rally. And then on Saturday, yesterday, we got out 65 posters, mostly near the University of Tampa over on the other side of the bay near West Jefferson Street. So we did a lot of outreach there, and 100 flyers in the, what's that, Ybor neighborhood, YBOR, is that how you know? Ybor, Ybor, okay. Ybor neighborhood, and we got 1 contact from that. So that happened yesterday. And then yesterday also here in St. Pete, a gas station, the Citco gas station on South 34th Street, South 34th Ave and 5th Street South. That was the Citco gas station. We got about 50 of the flyers out, and we got like 3 contacts and some donations there yesterday. And this morning we got out about 150 of the new flyers that we basically sent out to church congregations. And it's really had a lot of support from the church congregation based on Black Power 96. DJ Eddie, who broadcasts from right here in the studios in this building. We got overwhelming support from the community, from the church community here. They donated water and a lot of other things. So we even had a bus donated that was taking people over to Tampa last week. So just a lot of support. And that's essentially it. But the main thing to do is moving forward from tomorrow to Friday, from tomorrow to the end. Make sure you come over and let me know when you're going to be there. So I don't have anything else to say other than that. Uhuru.
Bakri was always there, you know. I'm an Uhuru baby. Bakri was always there, you know. Bakri's kids, we just grew up, you know, with the love of the people. And what being an Uhuru baby, growing up in an anti-colonial environment, outside of teaching you African history and confidence in yourself, you know, you don't have to worry about dark skin and all these things that the colonial education system presents our children violently with. But it also teaches you about revolutionary love and even love from parents. Because under colonialism, a lot of parents are stuck at work and you don't see them often. And then if you have a revolutionary parent, a working class parent, they're going to be in meetings after they get off of work. And what it does is it teaches you that love is not about possessing somebody. As an Uhuru baby, you learn that revolutionary love, you know, this isn't just my parent, this is everybody's parent. Right. My parent doesn't belong to me, my parent belongs to the people. And it teaches you how to love without possessing someone or trying to hold them to, you know, something unreasonable. And it also teaches you what love beyond self looks like. And so I just really want to salute the Uhuru babies out there. You know, I remember, you know, being in meetings, and I remember in the Uhuru house in Oakland, you might have been there, and they were having meetings until the night. And all of us were in the kids area, and we got together, we made some signs, and we said, we want to go. But you know, as you grow up, you start to learn, and I think about, you know, my baby cousin and who's having her baby, or Uhuru baby, and it just makes me think about just how it teaches to love without borders, love without possession and that capitalistic love where, you know, you always gotta be where I say you gotta be and you gotta do, you know, you start to learn that love means so much more than that. So I just want to salute the Uhuru babies out there. Yeah. Oh, I just had a notification that we're broadcasting live on Black Power 96. So I want to shout out to the listeners that are, you know, tuned in. And I really want to thank you for your support, because every time you listen, you know, we're having a free speech moment right here. You know, Chairman always says that it's not just about the ability to speak, but it's about your ability to hear. So I just want to salute and shout out to the listeners and really thank y'all for y'all support. And come on down to the rally. We're about to have caramel. We gotta hurry up. The food is all right. You know, it's really been an incredible gathering that we've had today. We had some powerful presentations. You know, we've heard about the history and the mission of the African People's Socialist Party. We've had some critical insights to the trial. And, you know, you've really been reminded what the ongoing struggle for democratic rights, our democratic rights, and the importance of staying vigilant and united is. So I just have to salute Chairman Omali Ishatella, because his work resonates so deeply. It really highlights our rich history and the urgent need to continue fighting this struggle, fighting against all forms of oppression. And we're inspired by these voices who dedicated their lives to the movement. And we've seen firsthand the resilience and the strength that define our people. So as we prepare to leave today, let's not forget that this is just the beginning. The struggle continues, and we're going to carry the energy and determination from this rally into our daily lives, into the community, and into every action that we take. So now we're going to continue the celebration of unity and strength by indulging in the feast that awaits us. So let's break bread, let's talk, share stories, build stronger bonds and community as we continue to prepare for the Uhuru 3 trial of the century. We're going to enjoy and keep the spirit of Freedom Summer alive in everything that we do. And before I close, I want us all to raise our voices in unity as one powerful voice. We're going to send a message that Chairman O'Malley's upstairs. We're going to send a message that he can hear from upstairs. And on my count, we're going to chant hands off Africa. And then after that, I'm going to say Izweletu, and you're going to say Africa. And that means Africa is our land. So hands off Uhuru. Hands off Africa. Hands off Uhuru. Let's eat.